Rest in peace to an era. Before we go further, let me emphasize that the old boost capacitor stats made the artifact completely devoid of skill, and I definitely don't think that it should return to the game. But it did leave a void, one that should be filled with a skill-based alternative in my opinion. Boost capacitor's description has always read, air movement speed increased by 15%. However, due to an error of some sort, the actual increase was 50. That's 35% more than intended. How much of a difference was that really? Well, a lot to say the least. This is with the old plus 50% boost capacitor equipped. It takes 6 seconds to go from spawn to death wall. And this is with the new plus 15 boost capacitor equipped. It takes 8 seconds to go from spawn to death floor. You don't even reach the death wall anymore. And let's say that the distance in those clips is about 1/4 the size of an average map. That's 24 seconds to traverse a map with the old boost capacitor, or 32 with the new boost capacitor, making the game very slow for boost capacitor users. And like I said at the beginning, the old boost capacitor required no skill. It was easily abused by many characters, and it shouldn't come back to the game. But there should at least be a skill-based replacement. Despite rocket jumping being a big part of Rocket Arena, it's actually not very useful for horizontal travel. Compared to something like Team Fortress 2, where you can chain rocket jumps together to cover a lot of horizontal distance. Otherwise, you have to walk very slowly across the map. Or something released this year, Diabolical. Rocket Arena doesn't have this type of movement despite having rocket jumping as a mechanic. You do gain a lot of vertical height from rocket jumping, but not a lot of horizontal coverage from it. So my suggestion is simple. Either rework boost capacitor, or introduce a new artifact entirely that reduces vertical height on rocket jump, but increases horizontal distance on rocket jump. That would be great for players like myself that find the game is way too slow now. Introducing this type of rocket jumping as an artifact means players would have to choose it over other really good artifacts. And of course, it would be skill based rather than just a flat out massive buff to any character using it. The new artifact would also be balanced by an existing mechanic, reloading. Choosing to use up your rockets for movement would leave you with less ammo to deal damage, or having to reload in your opponent's face. It could also be made so that the increased horizontal speed works best when rocket jumping away from your shot, which means that engaging would be a blind affair giving your opponents the upper hand, and making the mechanic even more of a trade-off. I do love this game, but it's definitely too slow for me now coming from Team Fortress 2 and Diabolical, and it's making it hard to enjoy, which is pretty lame.